Stocks falling today after the clothing retailer Gap sharply cut its profit forecast. Carlin has all the details and more from the New York Stock Exchange. Cali.
Good evening, Pimm. Well, red arrows across the board for the major indexes. The Dow finishing the day off more than 90 points. One of the concerns weighing the markets down today was that of Greece and the fact that they could default, especially after Fitch Ratings cut Greece's rating several notches below investment grade. And that sent the euro falling against all of its 16 major peers, which obviously includes the dollar. It had gained against the dollar for 4 days. And commodities, meanwhile, gaining along with the dollar. Gold back above $1,500 an ounce for the first time in a week. And back to the S&P, this was the third straight week of declines. The S&P has now fallen about 2% from its nearly 3-year high reached late last month. And Gap weighing particularly heavy on the S&P today, as you mentioned. The largest U.S. clothing chain plunged 17% after cutting its full-year forecast by almost a quarter yesterday after the bell. And it blames this on rising costs to make clothes, saying that they are rising even faster than expected. And analysts point out that Old Navy makes up about 40% of Gap's business and that it already has very thin margins and that its customers are not receptive to price hikes. And as a group, retail was the worst performing among the 20 S&P groups. Now, we did have some big gains for a few individual equities. Let's start with Salesforce.com, moving about 8% higher after the online software company topped estimates and reported that its billings are rising about 44% from a year ago. Meanwhile, Barnes & Noble is also surging about 30% after a takeover offer from John Malone's Liberty Media Corporation. Penn, that's a quick recap of the markets. Back over to you.
Thank you very much. Carlin reporting from the New York Stock Exchange.